All right. Give me just a moment here. Okay. So there are two trades I want to go over. One being a morning breakout. If you watched my previous two videos, I'll talk about showing you guys one of those trades. Well, here it is. The other trade is going to be, it looks like two large traders going at it with each other, and then one of them eventually loses, because big traders do like to go after other big traders, and whoever has the most money wins. So let's start off with this morning breakout. This is right at the opening, 9:30 New York time. You can see down here. So right near the open, we tested the bottom here. You can see how, where was it? 20. Let me go over here real quick. So 29.33.75. We couldn't get through it. I try to go short this. I did get out for a one-tick loss. And then we eventually came up to the highs here. I tried to go for that breakout. Ended up breaking even on this one. Now here's the deal. If you look at this range here between 29.37 even and 29.33.50, this gets reset after the U.S. trading session, and these are all the trades that happened overnight. Now, the morning breakout trades are usually really good. For one, more people play the morning. There's a lot more volume, which is good. And this is such a small range, the ES is going to eventually break through one of these levels. And when it breaks through one of these levels, generally, it's worth quite a few ticks. So that's why I try to go for it here and here without succeeding. But that's okay. I cut my losses, and once it succeeds, cutting those losses will be nothing compared to what I'm going to make out of it, which you'll be seeing here in a moment. Now, here's the deal. On these morning trades, you can see it did trade in a range. You never want to get in the middle of this right here. Okay, you always want to get in somewhere near the edge. Now, it would be nice to be able to get in, you know, and ride it out till the top or the bottom, but check this out. Look how it goes up, and then it reverses quickly, and then, you know, then we go up, and then we reverse quickly on this other bar, and then back up for good. That will whip you out. That's some whipsaw stuff right here, right in the middle of the range. It happens over here as well. So generally I try to avoid getting in right here and just play the edges, especially in the morning. And the thing is, when you do a morning trade, you want to give it about, 5 to 10 minutes to settle down, because it can get very intense. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. And also, this stochastic starting to face down, which is sort of in my favor here when I do decide to make an entry. But I'm not basing my trade off of that by any means. This is strictly order flow. Now, you're going to see this 800 come in right here. So that right there keys me off to something. Generally, you don't, generally when you see something like that happen, there's bound to be some sort of decent move with it. Not always, but that's just something I'm looking at, because it's not normal size, and it comes in the direction of the trend currently is down. 1,000 sitting there, and it gets completely cleared out. However, as you can see that it gets cleared out, it comes back down, right? So the deal is, somebody put that in there to get a large order, and at the moment of my thinking, You know, I really don't know what's going on. I can only somewhat make assumptions based on what I'm seeing. But to me, that looks like somebody got geared up for a short. So that's what I'm thinking. I see this 1,000, and then it gets filled right here, and it doesn't go past it. And then they ended up clearing out the next level. So it's ticking up and down, up and down. Right here it stalls. Okay, I see it stalling. And then we come to the next level and we hold it. So now it's not so violent where it's whipping up and down. Yes, it sort of does, but then they hold this level and then they come down and does a little jig and then we hold this level again. So this is where I'm looking to get in this trade. I just want to see how the numbers are sort of flowing. I see that 1,500 has traded here. That's quite a bit of, this price is just absorbing in general. So I try to get a fill right there. Don't get it. Okay, now we're at the bottom, and if you look at the auction vista, this is what keyed me off right here. We held this level. As you can see, we couldn't break through, what was that? 29.3375. We couldn't break through right here. So that was holding up. We come back, we're retesting it. Now we've finally broken through it. We're starting to have some contracts print. Now here's the deal. Generally when I see a level hold this well like this and we go away from it and then we come back and then we start to break through where it was previously holding, I guess you could say support, even though there's really no size right there. That sort of keys me off that this is going to keep going. And when I see that, I generally am pretty quick about getting in. Doesn't always work out, but it really depends on the context of the day and what's going on. So, and then we break down to this level again. Now you do see this 965 step up, but it comes out of nowhere. It wasn't sitting there. Okay? Sometimes when I see size just magically appear, like we saw up there where that 1,000 was, sometimes that gets broken through relatively easy. And the thing is, so I'm in right here, and I was covering the breakout. We ticked down. The thing is, bang, they just cleared that out. When that size came in, it wasn't pushing the market up. It wasn't scaring the sellers out. So that all that 900 gets cleared out. Now here's the deal. We got more size stepping up right here, and this was here for a while, this 560. And then right below it, we have 608, and then 2 ticks down, 530, 553, and then another 2 ticks down to 538. Now the thing is, if we can keep pressing this, and these are like liquidity zones, by the way. That 913 got filled. Now, the thing is, I don't know if that big guy was taking profits here or somebody else was just stepping up to try to hold the market up. We don't know. But the thing is, if somebody's stepping up, there's more likely to be stops in here. And if we can just push it through a little bit, these stops are going to start to puke out and push the market in our favor. And again, stop orders are market orders. And that 900 was blue in, so they have to red out. And somewhere in here, there's definitely stop orders. I can tell you that. Just watch once we get past this level, how quickly we can bang through these levels. So I'm looking to take profits here. I'm sort of covering for market orders as it goes down. Now right here, the market is stalling, but then it goes through. It doesn't backtick at all. Now right there, we backtick one, backtick twice. Then we come back down. And got over 1,000 on the buyers absorbing right here. So you're going to have quite a bit of, the buyers are trying to get through this level. But they can't. I clear out all those trades. Bang, we get through there. So where you saw those large orders sitting, that's sort of the first stall point on the way down. So generally you can get 2 of those stall points before you want to take profits. I call those legs. So that was the first leg. It stalled. Now we're going to have a second leg. It's not, the second leg isn't necessarily going to be as extensive of a move as the first leg. Sometimes there's a third leg or a fourth. It really depends, but I try to take the trade off about two legs. Now right here it's stalling again. It's completely stalled to the point where it seems like no volume's really trading as much, and then I take profits there. What happened was the market ticked up, okay? Nothing printed on the ask here where this 300 is. It immediately slammed it down, clearing out the bid at 281. And for me, it's not worth trying to sit in a limit order and get a fill. And generally, when I'm doing these morning breakout trades, it really depends on the context of the trade. But generally, I'm gonna go for a market order out. Yeah, I could try to get an extra tick out of this, but when it's slammed up and slammed back down, that's not a good sign. This is the stall point of the second leg, and as you can see right there, that's not good, right? So good thing I decided to take profits. Now, here's the thing. You don't know, because it ends up dropping back in right here. And the thing is, it could have easily just ripped back up. That's the thing. You don't know. Once the market tells me to get out, I get out. And there you go. And this, from this point forward, is the low of the day. So, you know, there was a few more ticks to be had right there. I think 2 ticks, if I recall right. But that's the thing, man. You just, when the market tells me to get out, I get out, and I'm not trying to nail every top and every bottom. That you just can't do that. When the market presents an opportunity to get in and it looks like a high probability setup, I'm going to take it. You know, as much as I would like to have got in at this top, and I'm going to pause it here, and then ride it all the way down to the bottom, it's just damn near impossible. Okay? And that was a 2-point trade for me, $100 on one contract. You know, if you were slinging 3 contracts, that's $300 right there. That's a nice profit for the day. Okay? 5 contracts, $500, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and rewind this, and we're going to, I'm going to let the whole trade play out without pausing it, and just sort of let you see what it looks like real time. So let's rewind it here. Okay. Keep your eye on the DOM. You're going to see that 800 come up on the ask, which eventually turns into 1,000. And look at the market orders printing. They're going to clear out that 1,000. Or that 900, 1,900. Bang, they cleared out. So to me, that's like, okay, this thing got filled. Seemed to me like somebody was going for a short here. Clear out the market orders. Aggressive tick up, 2 tick ups. We fight, but then it's stalling here, which is good. Which is good. Tick down, tick down. Now we hold, which is good. So now we've held 2 levels for sellers. This, for me, is worth a shot for a breakout. I try to get in here, don't get the fill. The thing is, I need to be quick about this. Now we're testing new lows. According to the auction Vista, it's worth getting in right here. I know that 900 is probably going to get cleared out. Sellers aren't even phased by it. Bang, they clear it out. Now, from this point forward, it ticks down so smoothly. It's almost right here, right after we get through here. Covering for profits here. Now it just goes down so effortlessly, almost like people are somewhat puking out. Buyers, again, trying to hold it at every other level here, as you can see on the auction vista. Now we're going to tick up twice here, okay? That's to be expected on the first leg down. You don't necessarily panic out of that, okay? So that's the sign of the first leg of the trade for me. The way it ticked up, and then you had those large orders come in, and how it stalled. Now the second leg is generally never as long as the first leg. So we're coming down here. It's starting to struggle. We're not clearing out levels as easy. Now you can see I'm covering for profits. And I'm watching. It's 400 versus 100. I took profits right there. Again, because the bid got way bigger than the ask, and there was that aggressive tick up, and then it came back in. When I see that, I know it's going to tick up again. So it was time to take profits. Now it does move down, and I'm out of the trade. Now it does move down. I believe we hit this 31. That's right, we do. We have so much size that starts to trade in here now. This is definitely people taking profits and closing out their positions at this point. That initially got short here. So it kind of gets stuck here, but this is the low of the day. And that's how these morning breakout trades work. And these are sort of my bread and butter trades right here. I look forward to these trades. And if I can't get it, like I couldn't get it on this breakout down or the breakup high when we went through that range, that's okay. That's why you need to be really good at managing your trade and cutting your losses or trying to break even, because a 2-point trade is definitely worth that. Getting that two-point trade is just worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the screen here. Give me a second here. Give me just a moment. I guess I didn't have this fucking trade prepared, huh? Give me a second. Okay. Here's another trade. This is going to be a trade where too large. And I'm really tired, by the way. So I'm kind of out of it, trying to get through this video. This is where this trade's going to look like. This is a little bit later in the morning. As you can see right here on the chart, this is where we took profits on that one trade. This next trade is it looks like it's two big traders going at it with each other, and they do that. Whoever has more money is going to win. So let this play out for a second here. Bang. Okay, look. We had this 600 step up to the plate right here. Look on the auction vista. What are we? I'm going to take note of the time real quick. 33:44. So that way I can rewind it. 33:44. Hold on. Let me write that down. 33:44. Okay. So we have this 600 step up. And you'll see this happen. It's weird. I don't understand it well enough, but I see it happen so often that there are plays to be had depending on the time of day and whatnot. But check this out right here. Bang, 500. Now it's 800. 800 versus 500. So somebody is starting to put in a shitload of size here, and it's like two large traders sort of going at it. And they somewhat get filled, and some of that cancels off. So here's my theory. There's about 300 orders per bid or ask on average, like 380, 400. So let me go back just a little bit. 33, 44. Okay, so watch this. Okay, this pumps up to 577. I clear everything out, so we have 229 here. Okay? We have 158, 262 print in. All of a sudden, this starts to pump up to 580. Then it goes to 800. So we have 263 here. Bang, they just clear it out. So just because you see 800 right there doesn't mean that's all one guy. Now, to me, it looks like somebody added 400 contracts on the ask's average size, which is about 380, 400, right? So it looks like they got filled right there. Somebody put in a shitload of size, they got filled. Now this is, buyers aren't taking it. Look at how the sellers are starting to come in. Bang, they clear them out. Buyers try to push it up again. Here I'm trying to go short. Something just told me that this is a good short, just the way that played out. I saw the 800. I saw they got filled. Now I'm short. Now, I'm not saying take these sort of trades. I just want to show you an example, and I'm over here trying to cover it now. I don't generally take these trades. I just want to show you how when you watch the order flow on the depth of market, you can see some bizarre things happen, things that stick out, okay? Now, where the hell's my mouse? Okay, there we go. I clear out the trades again. Now, the thing is, buyers aren't taking it. Bang, that just pumps up to 633. Now I'm starting to feel a little good because this just came out of nowhere. It's bigger than this. I have the sellers on my side. It starts to pull off, though. 200 of it pulls off. But this is starting to go down here. Now, they did lift it because you see this 114 came out of nowhere, but the sellers immediately slam it down. And they did it in such an aggressive manner that I couldn't catch that to break even if I wanted to. Luckily, because some of this is luck, to be honest with you, it's really about trade management and looking for high probability setups. And really, this is not a high probability setup. I just had a gut feeling about it, and I was right. Worst case scenario, I would come to the next level and try to get out at a tick loss. Now watch this. We just zip through this one price zone quickly. Sellers, we had a little battle here, but this next price at this 29.34 even, sellers just immediately cleared it out after they cleared out the level above it. Okay? And I take profits right there. So let's watch that again. Let me just get it at the right. There we go. So we're going to have that big size pumping up on the bid. Okay, they're ticking it up, but they can't get that next level. Ticking it up, can't get that next level. Then we have 800 come in. They somewhat get defilled, but they're still holding it. They're not getting through it. Okay? They're not getting through that level. The buyers are not able to get through that level at all. All of a sudden, the size goes down. It ticks down, aggressive tick up. Now I'm trying to cover this thing. I have 600 in my favor. That just flashed up on the screen. Now it's 300 versus 100, 400 versus 100. That's good, but we're having these aggressive tick downs, which is good. Bang. Dang. And we just immediately clear that out, and I'm ready to take profits because we sort of stalled there for a second, and quite honestly, that was good enough for me. This isn't a high probability trade. Yes, I could have got more out of it. As you see, it's still going down. But this isn't a high probability enough of a trade to try to hold it for 2 legs, because this is the stall of one of the legs. And as you can see, it's already starting to creep back up. And it's just not, it was just worth it to get what I could out of it. These are one of those trades where I'm not trying to hold it for as long as I can. Now I'm just sort of analyzing stuff live. These are one of the sort of trades I'm not trying to hold it like a morning breakout. I'm going to get what I can. I'm going to just take what I can off the table. I mean, as you can see, it's stalled out significantly right here. So, and generally, and if you look at the auction vista here, when you have that quick, sharp move down, it bounces back up. And that's sort of what it did here. So, that's time to get out. When I see that aggressive move like that in the middle of a range, and I'm able to get in it before it happens, such as right here, I'm getting out right when it shows a sign of slowing down, because usually you have that massive spike and then it bounces. Sometimes it's really good to get on the other side of these if you can get a fill on them, but these are things you don't chase. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed those 2 trades. I'm going to cut this off right now.